Back already! Did you miss me? You don't have to answer, I already know you did. It was a rhetorical question, and I'm back with the most original video idea of all time. That's right, I'm doing what's called a tier list. Have you heard of this? I'm sure you haven't. And this time we're doing it with video game genres. Is that not exciting? Are you not bouncing up and down? Just like I am because I'm drinking an energy drink. I have a caffeine problem. No matter. I'm not one to dwell, so let's get into these categories starting with GOAT. Pretty self-explanatory. Look, if there was one genre of game I could play for the rest of my life, it's this one. Next is My Life Is Yours. Zeus! Give me a game from this genre and my life is yours. It's actually referring to My Life Is Yours to the game, like I'll sink my fucking life into that bitch. No matter, next is Potential Man. Have y'all ever seen Potential Man? I have the potential to be the next Mr. Beast if I keep uploading, so I relate to this hardcore. This genre has great potential, but it's not my first choice. UI white boy! He's making a return. The UI white boy tier is making a return. Yeah, it's like mid-tier. It's good. Like, I could be interested depending on the game. Is also making a return. I don't know, man. Like, there's a chance I could like this game, but it's the genre ain't my cup of tea exactly. But maybe we could do something here with that. I'm good. That was pretty self-explanatory. I'm good. That one's pretty self-explanatory. And then we have a last tier that I won't say the name of, and I'll have it censored because it's reserved for a special someone, and we'll wait till we get to that. I've attached a video game from the genre to represent the genre, but these video games aren't what I'm rating, to be clear. Starting with 3D platformers, or platformers in general, as I don't have a 2D platformer, box, whatever the hell you call them. Look, growing up, 3D platformers were my shit, because I grew up a Nintendo kid. But these days, like, Donkey Kong Bonanza was a really good game. It was. I enjoyed it a lot. But it wasn't even in the running for my game of the year last year, because it just didn't reach the heights that some other games did. Expedition 33. But games like Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, not Mario Odyssey, get your bitch ass out of here. Mario Sunshine, you know, the Galaxy games, they're all timers, bro. I'm gonna put it in Potential Man. It's not guaranteed banger, but it's got the potential to make some all timers, as it already has. Next is first person shooter. Now this is tough. These categories I picked out, they had thought put into them. I put effort into my videos. That's why it takes so long, because I'm just putting so much effort into them. How do you rate the genre of first person shooters? Because there are so many elements that go with it. My thought process is I'll rate it on the element of first person shooting alone. So like if I hear a new game's coming out and I hear it's a first person shooter, how does that make me feel? Does that get me excited, or am I like, man, I kind of prefer hack and slash? I don't know. Just throwing a random one out there. I used to love first person shooters a lot. Recently, I've been kind of falling off that train. But there's an element of these games that just can't be matched with another type of gameplay. And that's a flicking. Flick onto the head, bang, bang, bang. And it can be a great gameplay medium for an RPG like Cyberpunk, or can I say Starfield without people getting mad? Yeah, games like that. It can be a good gameplay system to serve those games. UI, white boy. UI. Like, it's either or URI, and I don't know. There are games like Crossfire. I'm actually interested in that game. And Cyberpunk, you know, I'm excited for the sequel to that. I loved the first one. So yeah, I like it. I like it. Next is roguelikes. Oh my god. Is this the most oversaturated genre of all time? The thing about roguelikes is I'm not a guy that puts a ton of hours into one game. I like to get in and get out. As in, I play the game, I finish it, maybe 100% it, and I get out. Roguelikes, if they had better achievements, this genre would be so much higher for me. But the achievements are so cancerous and grindy that it doesn't serve the game at all for me. The problem with roguelikes is a lot of the gameplay systems they use are really cool, and the gameplay itself can be really fun. It's just when I'm doing it over and over and over again in different runs, that part doesn't interest me as much. Like, if you took Hades and made it like a single player action adventure game, I'd like it more than what it currently is. And I know that's me asking for a game to just be a completely different game, pretty much. I wouldn't actually want that. You know, I want the roguelike fans to have their roguelikes. I'm not trying to steal games from other people. I'm just saying I'd enjoy it more like that. Next is turn-based strategy. I haven't played all that many turn-based strategy games. Imperator Rome and Civ 6 are the only two I could list off the top of my head. And not only am I shit at them, but I really just don't enjoy them. I've tried to force myself to. It doesn't work. Civ 6 was... I only played like one game of that, and it was actually decent fun. You know, you got to get the hang of the systems before you can really enjoy the games all that much. So I didn't get to do that with Civ 6. I'd be interested in playing it again. I'm good. Look, no, we'll put it in bro. We'll put it in because there are games I'm interested in trying these games. I think I just have to get the hang of the systems first, and I haven't really been able to do that. I played a decent amount of Imperator Rome. I still don't know what the hell is going on. Maybe I just don't like that game. Maybe I have to try some other ones out. Stellaris looks cool. I think that's like a 4X. I don't even know if that's the same thing. I don't know the difference, bro. I won't put it in I'm good, because I'm good is kind of like, bro, I'm just not gonna play your shit. But it's teetering. Next is JRPG. Oh my god. Okay, look, I'm a big RPG guy, just in general. You know, I've been playing Persona 4. I played Metaphor. Metaphor is my favorite Atlas game. I loved that game, and that's obviously a JRPG. I've also played, I can't even remember. I can't list the JRPGs I've played off the top of my head. I do like the genre a lot. My Life is Yours. My Life is Yours. Look, anything with RPG, it's already getting bumped up a little bit. I find a lot of JRPGs to be samey, and I guess what Expedition 33 I view that as more of a JRPG than anything else, because that's the style it was made in. Obviously, it's not made by Japanese people, but that was an absolute banger. What was I saying? A lot of JRPGs do feel samey, and I hate it when they do the anime-y bullshit, which is a lot of JRPGs. But the best ones don't really do that, and the best ones are peak, bro. They're peak. So yeah, I'll dump my life into a JRPG here and there. I'm very excited about Final Fantasy Resonance. That'll probably be the next one I play. Next is rhythm games. Now, I kind of regret choosing Guitar Hero to represent this, because those are much more interactive and unique, you know, with the drum sets and the guitars and shit. So throw Guitar Hero out of this. Let's talk about those fucking, what are those damn Doki Doki bullshit games? It's like Tatsuma, you know what I'm saying? Or Rhythm Heaven. They're like fun. They're fun, but I'm good. Like I'd play one, maybe, but I don't know if I even own a rhythm game. And if I do, I don't know if I've played it. They just don't really interest me all that much. I'm sure they'd be fun if you're bored, just to hop on for like 30 minutes. I don't know. I wouldn't know, and I'm not all that interested. Next is Metroidvanias. Now, this one is tough. This one's tough. This is kind of similar to roguelikes, where I like a lot of the gameplay in Metroidvanias, but the Metroidvania part is what worsens the experience for me. Hollow Knight I've tried to play 3 or 4 times. Each time I drop off. Nine Souls was super fun. I stopped playing because I didn't know where to go. I don't like looking things up. If I have to, I will, but I'd prefer not to. And Metroidvanias are games where I often have to look things up. My favorite Metroidvania I've played and finished would be Metroid Dread. I haven't played and finished all that many. That game was very fun. So if they're made well, which I'm not saying Hollow Knight and whatever isn't, but Metroid Dread definitely was, and I enjoyed the hell out of that game. So if they're made well, they can be great experiences. UI, white boy. I'm gonna give you UI, white boy. There are a lot of great Metroidvanias and games that are still on my list that I really want to play. I can't say the same about roguelikes. You know, there are a lot of great roguelikes, but there aren't that many on my list that I still want to play. As in, I'm willing to push past my issues with the genre. That is the case for Metroidvania, so I'll put you in UI, white boy. Next is fighting games. Oh my god. If there is one type of multiplayer competitive game that will get me fucking passionate and energized and a little bit psychotic, it's fighting games. I put the best one on there as an example. The best example on there, I should say. Tekken 8. You probably haven't, but if anyone's seen me play Tekken 8, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Back in the streaming days, shout out to TRB. Potential Man. There's no competitive multiplayer game like it. I'm a 1v1 guy. When I play Rocket League, I'm trying to 1v1. Obviously, there's a place for playing with friends. But that's like a completely different thing. I'm rarely as competitive in team games as I am in 1v1 games. You know, even when I played Modern Warfare 2019, When they added that 1v1 mode, dude, oh my god, I was on that. I played solos in Warzone. I like it being me versus another person. Let's find out who's better kind of thing. So fighting games are kind of perfect for that. I also love fighting. Like, the crutches are here because I broke my leg kickboxing. I watch UFC every weekend it's on, start to finish, so it also interests me in that way. Obviously, this isn't UFC 6, but it has similar elements like the feinting and picking up on attack patterns, that kind of thing. So yeah, in terms of fighting, or in terms of multiplayer competitive games, it's up there, bro. Next is third-person shooters. Shout out Just Cause 3. Please make Just Cause 5. Look, we'll forget 4 ever happened. You can even call it 4. Just call it Just Cause 4. We'll forget 4 ever happened. Make a new one. That's all I want. I prefer first-person shooters to third-person shooters. Now, you know, if you look at the next game, Alan Wake 2, that's a third-person shooter. And obviously, I'd rather that be a third-person shooter than a first-person shooter because it meshes with the game much better. You know, if Alan Wake 2 is a first-person shooter, I don't know what the hell would be going on. So it depends on the game, obviously. But in terms of the shooting aspect itself, UI, white boy. I'll put it in UI, white boy. I'll just put it under first-person shooter. But they're pretty similar tiers. Next is horror games. Obviously, Alan Wake 2. Maybe it's not the first game you think of when you think of horror games, but man, I loved the cult aspect in the woods and the what the hell was that place called? I keep thinking the fucking Shadow World from Persona 4. Whatever the hell, dude. Horror is a strange genre for me when it comes to movies or video games. Because specifically with movies, if you were to tell me, you can have a 10 out of 10 masterpiece movie made, you just have to pick the genre, I would pick horror without hesitation. If I were to have a perfect movie made, if you told me a perfect movie was about to be made, I just have to get the genre. It's horror. I love horror. The problem with horror, though, and why I wouldn't say it's my favorite genre, at least not instantly, is because no one can figure that shit out. Damn near all the movies are bad. It's so rare to have a good horror movie. I don't feel the same way about games. There are a lot of good horror games, but the horror element in them, that's a lot harder to pull off. But when you do, Potential Man. I'm putting it in Potential Man. I can't exactly say My Life Is Yours because it is a little less guaranteed. I'm very excited for Hell, and they keep doing this bullshit where all the licensed horror games are asymmetrical multiplayer games. Yo, bro, nobody cares. Why are you doing that with the new Saw game? Fuck you. That game actually looks a little interesting, though. Hopefully it doesn't die in a week like all the rest of them. But I'm very excited for the new Hellraiser. I hope it's the start of something new for the genre. You know, we're taking the licensed horror games and actually making single-player horror experiences, which is by far the best type of experience for the genre. It's the best type of experience for the genre. Oh my. Open world survival craft. My life is yours. I love open world survival crafts. I love the exploration. I love the progression. When they have good, like, not stories, but like, main campaign things like Astroneer going to the different planets, or Grounded, you know, getting unshrunk, whatever the hell, that enhances it even more. Or Valheim fighting the bosses. Terraria is a great example. Minecraft not so much with the Elder Dragon or Ender Dragon. God damn, I said Elder Dragon. Fucking hell. Shout out League of Legends. That's also on this list. I love this genre so much. It's so much fun to play with your friends. Not as fun to play solo. So that's a point against it, I guess. But I've loved these games ever since I was a kid. They really are peak experiences for me. Just pouring hours and hours into it until you're done, and then you forget it ever happened. No, you don't forget it ever happened, but you move on to the next. Unless it's something special. Like Grounded, I'll always remember you, Grounded. Or Minecraft, that's one you always go back to. But yeah, love that genre. Next is action adventure. Action adventure games, you know, when I hear that, I think linear. And I think not all that hard. Ninja Gaiden is the example I have, though, and that's obviously hard, so maybe I'm a dumbass. But I definitely don't have all that passion towards the action adventure genre. When I hear that, I mean, obviously, again, it depends on the game. I think you alright, white boy. Like, there's a chance. And it depends on how you define these genres, what you think of as an action adventure game. But for me, I tried to put a lot of categories on here so that they didn't blend in all too much. Action adventure as a genre doesn't interest me as much as some of the others on this list. Next is puzzle games. Now, Portal is peak. Portal is peak, and I do love the feeling of solving a puzzle. I got Lorelei and the Laser Eyes not too long ago. I never played it, but I'm excited to. But this is one of those genres where I haven't had all that much experience with it. Obviously, like Portal is so good. Portal is so good. Are there more games like Portal? Are there more puzzle games like Portal? Not that I know of. UI, white boy. I can't put it in the same tier as turn-based strategy because I know there are games that I love in that genre. I guess I can't say I loved Hades like I loved Portal, you know? So that also I think belongs in I'm keeping that place. It's a genre I have to mess around with a little more. Next is MOBAs. I've played 2. League of Legends and Deadlock. I said I don't get competitive in multiplayer games as much as, team multiplayer games as much as one-on-ones, but League of Legends, potential man. I'm gonna put it in potential man. League of Legends, I haven't played it in a bit, but it really is some of the most fun I've had on a multiplayer game. You know, my Xin Zhao jungle is unbeaten. Xin Zhao jungle. And Deadlock, from what I played, I loved it. The only reason I stopped playing it was because my buddy stopped playing it with me. What a bitch. But I'd like to give that one another try as well. I also want to try Dota 2. So obviously I like the genre. But I'm not one of those cringe losers that's going to spend their life on these games. No, I never had all this motivation to get a high rank in a video game. It just doesn't mean all that much to me. So I'm able to play these games and have fun for the most part, which is a different experience from trying to climb the ranks in League of Legends. Then I'd probably hate the game. Next is visual novels. I've Slay the Princess on there. That game was really good. What's another visual novel I played? I'm not gonna lie. I know there's another visual novel I played. I cannot think of it. I played a little bit of Danganronpa 1 with a couple buddies. We were voicing the characters. That was peak, but that was more because of the voicing aspect rather than the game itself. I didn't play enough to judge it. Slay the Princess was really good. And there have been a couple visual novels I've thought about getting, but the genre doesn't do all that much for me. Next is action RPGs. Now you see Lies of P after that. I had trouble deciding whether or not to make Souls like its own category and put the Souls games in it, or separate Souls games or FromSoft games from Souls likes. I decided to because I really don't think of them as the same thing. Obviously they're called Souls-like because they're like the FromSoft games, but they're in 2 completely different tiers, in my opinion. And so I decided to separate them, and it made it much easier to do this. Action RPGs. Best genre, period. The most peak experiences you will have are in action RPGs. There's a close genre to it that I still have on here. But in terms of, if you ask me, I'm gonna make a game. It's going to be God came to me. God himself came to me. I'm going to make a game. It is going to be a 10 out of 10. What genre would be the main genre you would like for it to be? Action RPG. Period. I love the progression, gearing up, starting weak and getting the fucking gear and getting all strong and shit, finding cool ass weapons, fighting cool ass motherfuckers, exploring the world. I know it doesn't necessarily mean open world, but that's damn near every fucking RPG is open world at this point. Exploring, progression, gear, all that shit, leveling up, all that. I'm on that, brother. That is my shit. That makes for the best gaming experiences, and so it's my perfect genre. It's my goat. Next is Souls-likes. Now, Lies of P is the best Souls-like I've played. Mortal Shell's beta was fun. I played a little bit of Lords of the Fallen, the reboot. Wasn't a big fan. That was pre 2.0. I haven't tried the 2.0, but it was the area design that really ruined it for me. I played more than that, obviously. I played Mortal Shell 1, and that was ass, but the second one was fun from the beta. Stellar Blade, played that. Look, the problem is, when you're not FromSoft, hey bro, you better make some peak ass shit for me to want to struggle through your bosses and all that. If I don't have an attachment to your game, the struggle feels a lot less fun and rewarding once you actually beat the boss or whatever it is than something like Elden Ring, where I just love, I'm attached to those games. Lies of P is the closest they've gotten. They fumbled the DLC in my opinion with the bosses pumped full of artificial difficulty. Maybe I'll make a video about that someday. But the base game post-nerf, I played it pre-nerf. I hated the game. I played it again post-nerf. I loved the game. Love is a strong word. I really enjoyed the game. And that's the best example. All this yapping just to say, these games frustrate me, man. These genres can move up and down. Sometimes there is just a fatigue of this genre at this moment. Roguelike and Souls-like are two very saturated genres right now. Maybe I take a break from that, come back, there's a new cool Souls, like the next Lies of P. I'm gonna get that. I'm excited for that. It's gonna be Wizard of Oz themed, I think, so that sounds very interesting to me. But right now, if I heard, hey, we're coming out with a new game, oh shit, what genre is it? Souls-like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a chance. I'm not gonna say I'm good right away, but you're gonna have to really sell me on that. So that's where the genre is at right now. Next is MMO. Oh my god. This is tough. I've only played one MMO. Played enough to judge it. And that's World of Warcraft. I played it as a kid with my sisters and my dad. That was the party we ran with. I played it a bit in my adult life. I love MMOs. Well, I love World of Warcraft. I really want to get into Final Fantasy 16. The problem for me is the time commitment. I've never been one to sink hours and hours and hours and hours into a game. And that's kind of what MMOs are. Now, you don't have to do that, obviously, but you're not really getting the true experience there if you're not. I was listening to a podcast, a Lex Friedman podcast with a guy from Blizzard. I can't remember his name. He was like the head something for Overwatch, and he left recently. He said something. He said, people will see you put 3,000 hours, thousands of hours into an MMO or a video game and think you're crazy. But if you showed them their TV hours or their phone hours, they can't say shit. I'm like, yeah. If you told me, there are two paths you can take. 1,000 hours into an MMO or 1,000 hours on your phone. I'm taking the MMO all day, easily. I'm not sure why I said that. Playing the genre as it's meant to be played, my life is yours. There's nothing like MMOs. There's nothing like going into those dungeons and coordinating shit or raids, coordinating with the party. In its intended state, MMOs, my life is yours. Next is sports games. Listen, I've played like each of the major ones. FIFA was all right. 2K is probably my least favorite. Madden, maybe my favorite. NHL, going toe to toe with Madden. If you count the UFC games, those are fun too. But man, I mean, you announce a new sports game, I'm instantly saying, I'm good. I'm good. It's just, I'm good. Fucking getting the My Teams and getting all these player packs. Cringe. Can I say cringe? It doesn't interest me. Maybe like a game or two here and there, but to buy a new one, I don't even know what it'd take for me to buy a new one. Maybe a UFC game, but I haven't bought one since like 3, so obviously they don't really interest me. Hey, okay. Next is point and click. Now you might be thinking, oh, this guy's just putting it straight into I'm good. But as a kid, I had a Mac, and Macs couldn't play all that many games. They could play World of Warcraft, and they could play a lot of point and click games. I really enjoyed this genre as a kid. I haven't played all that many in my adulthood, if any. I can't remember one off the top of my head. There's this game, The Drifter, has beautiful pixel art. I believe it's a point and click. It looks very cool to me. I've been really interested in trying a point and click game recently. When it comes to stories and games, my preference is usually something like Elden Ring, where it's just hands off. If you want to learn about it, learn about it. If you don't, hey, enjoy the game, brother. It's often a nuisance to me, especially if the story isn't very good, but it's so rare for me to be interested in the story, even if it is considered good by the majority. So I find it to be a nuisance and an interruption to my gameplay flow. Point and clicks, you're not clamoring to get back to the gameplay. You know, I can't wait to point and click there and there and there. That's not how it works. I find they're a great game to serve as a medium to tell a story. And when you have beautiful pixel art or just art in general, that's also great. I love just looking at nice art. UI, white boy. Look, I can't give like a strong opinion on this right now because I haven't played one in so long. But in my head right now, this is a genre that I'm more interested in than roguelikes, turn-based strategy, visual novels, or Souls-likes. And I would guess that it would work its way up rather than down if I actually played more of them, which hopefully I will soon. Next, your time has come. Stealth. Calm down, dude. You're talking about, oh my god, spit everywhere. Before any Metal Gear Solid fans get their panties in a bunch, I've never played Metal Gear Solid 1 through 4. I played 5, a bit, not the whole game. That one's obviously much less stealth focused. I enjoyed what I played of that. And maybe I would enjoy the Metal Gear Solid games. I don't know. And there have been stealth games I enjoyed. Dishonored 2. I really enjoyed Dishonored 2 because of the powers and like all that. But there has never been a genre that has interested me less than stealth. I find it so boring. When it's an option in games, I never, ever, ever choose to do stealth. In Deathloop, which I know a lot of people didn't like as much as things like Dishonored, it was like the immersive sim elements were less deep and the AI, yeah, all that kind of stuff. I loved Deathloop. I side with the critics on that one. There was an achievement where you had to kill like all the main people without getting spotted at all. So I had to do stealth there. That was very fun. But yeah, for the most part, I do not enjoy stealth at all. I find it slow and boring. Getting spotted is really annoying. You know, when I play games that have stealth as their main thing, but if you get spotted, you go into combat. I usually get spotted right away and just go into combat. And to make it clear what I'm trying to say here, if you were to tell me you could have a game made from any of these genres that was peak, stealth would be my last choice. That might not be true, actually. That might not be true. Now that I think about it, I'd rather have a peak stealth game than a sports game, than a rhythm game. That's it. Hey, look, fuck it. Stealth. I hate stealth. You're going down, brother. Next is tactical RPG. I loved Fire Emblem Awakening. I didn't play much of Three Houses, but this is a genre where I really am interested in it. I just haven't been able to play it all that much. I hope to right that wrong with the new Fire Emblem game in September. I wanted to get Triangle Strategy. I just never did. What a name, by the way. UI, white boy. Again, haven't played enough to put it in Potential Man or My Life is Yours. I could definitely see it going into Potential Man. I'd be more surprised if it went into My Life is Yours, but it's definitely above and I'm good. Sorry. And I'm good. So, yeah, we'll put you in UI, white boy. Battle Royales. I can't remember. Actually, I can remember the last time I played a Battle Royale. It was Super Animal Royale. Not the best game, but it was a fun time for a night, I guess. Warzone was peak back in the day. I've never been a big Fortnite guy. Apex was good. Warzone was my shit, I guess, out of all of them. But if you tell me a new Battle Royale's coming out, my reaction would be, there's still a level of interest in these games. You drop in with all these other people and you want to be the last one standing. That'll always be cool to me. And I haven't played the shit out of this genre like a lot of people have, so I'm not as tired of it, but there's still a sense of fatigue there. It's better than extraction shooters for me, for sure. So I should have that on here. Wow, new icon appeared. I prefer it over extraction shooters, which they're kind of similar to me in some way. In what way, I'm not sure, but in some way they are. But I always hated gearing up for so damn long. This was mainly a problem in Apex, just getting all this gear and then dying at the end. It was just, I don't know, it's fun with friends sometimes, but yeah, right now I'm not feeling the genre all that much. But this is one of those ones that could go up and down depending on the game, depending on how I'm feeling at that time. So shout out, I guess. Hack and slash. Look, man, I've just never liked hack and slash games all that much. I've tried Devil May Cry 5. I bought it on release. I didn't love it all that much. I've tried Bayonetta. I didn't love it all that much. I don't know why. I've never been all that into combos. And I like more kill or be killed kind of combat, like high risk, high reward kind of thing. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but it's like, I just don't like hitting an enemy 3,000 times and like flying up in the air and shit and twirling him around and all that. And that's kind of what hack and slash games are to me. If you're counting Castle Crashers, hey, put this one in My Life is Yours. But, well, that's the only game I'd put in there, though. But I'm still interested in giving the genre a better shot, as I haven't played all that many hack and slash games. It's just the ones I haven't found that much interest in. Devil May Cry 5, I played it when I was younger. My tastes have definitely changed, so I might like it more now. But as of now, it's in an Like, if I hear your game's gonna be a hack and slash, that definitely makes me less interested than anything in UI whiteboard. So that's where that one's gonna go. Tower defense, I'm good. I just don't care. Tower defense games are fun, especially smaller indie games. I know people are obsessed with Bloons TD6. I don't know why. I've played it before. It's chill, I guess. Smaller indie games with like nice pixel art and just like a $5 short experience. I'm interested there, but just doesn't do anything for me, to be honest, as a genre. Next is Western RPGs. So like Skyrim, Cyberpunk, Fallout. So basically Bethesda games. You know, when I was first picking out the genres for this list, Western RPG was one I didn't know if I should mesh it in with action RPG, if it should be its own thing. And then I was like, what even is a Western RPG? And then, because hearing it and hearing how it's described, I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be up there. That might be GOAT. But when I actually looked at the games, I was like, dude, I played Oblivion. It was all right, the remaster. Obviously, that's an older game and they didn't do much to modernize it. So that's not as great of an example. I loved Skyrim as a kid, but I dropped off of it and I never gone back to it. And when I've tried to, it just didn't grip me for some reason. I tried a bit of Fallout 4 when I was a kid. That one I also fell off of. I'm interested in playing Fallout 3 or New Vegas. But I mean, it's just like, if I was that interested, I'd play him, no? Skyrim is old now, so that could play into why I haven't been as interested. I'm obviously interested in Elder Scrolls 6 if it's gonna be good, you know? And if that were good, I think I'm a potential man. I'm gonna put it in potential man. The elements of this genre really do interest me. I think usually it's more story focused, no? Or like choices and consequence kind of thing. I think Mass Effect counts as a Western RPG, no? I don't know. I was trying to figure out what the hell this genre was, and I believe I saw Mass Effect on there. I'm not as much of a story guy. I'm not as much a action, consequence, action, whatever the hell. I also saw Baldur's Gate use it as an example. That I'm more interested in, but that's because it's so deep. It's not as deep in something like Skyrim. Or Starfield, which I get. Does that count too? I don't fucking know. I think it's more if a modern game is made in this genre, I'll really enjoy it. Yeah. So Baldur's Gate 3, Mass Effect 2, Skyrim, KOTOR, Divinity, Fallout. These games just haven't been blow my socks off experiences. Look, in terms of the 3 RPG styles, or I guess there's tactical RPG. In terms of the 4, it'd be third. There you go. Next is an RTS. This is another genre I played more as a kid. UI White Boy. I'm just gonna keep this one quick because I don't have that much to say. I really enjoyed it as a kid, and it's a genre that I'm still interested in going back to. I just haven't done so very much in my adult life. There are a few games I have my eye on that I'd like to try if it goes on sale or there's a good time to try it, but I really enjoyed it from what I remember. Next is city management. I'm good. I just don't really care. Next is racing. This one's tough because Forza Horizon is so peak. Every Forza Horizon that I've played has been so peak. And I remember enjoying like Need for Speed Wanted, I think it was. Potential Man. I have to put it in Potential Man because the Forza Horizon games are so good. Forza Horizon is carrying the fuck out of that genre because otherwise it might be an I'm gonna be real. But I just can't put it in there when I'm looking at that Forza Horizon 6 cover, which is so far my game of the year. And we have extraction shooters on here. I'm good. I'm good. I played a bit of Arc Raiders. I liked the PvE element. I know some might call me a pussy, but honestly, I just didn't find it all that fun to go in and fight the robots and then someone third parties you. Okay, get good gear and then just and beat them in the PvP. Okay, it's just not for me. It's just not for me. And I tried Metaphor, not fucking Metaphor. I tried Marathon and I got bored so fast. I tried it like in an open beta. I have zero interest in it. The idea of going in and looting and getting stuff and then bringing it out and then losing it and then getting it back again doesn't interest me. Not my thing. This is my list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Where would you rank some of these? What's your favorite genre? What's your least favorite genre? All that stuff. Give me all the engagement. Give me all the engagement. No, I'm actually interested in what you'll say. It's like a little community we have here. If anyone's watching, shout out you. See ya.